चलो बेटा यहाँ रख दो, चलता रहे। क्या सुन रही हूँ? अभी आवाज आएगी? ऐसा तो नहीं है आवाज नहीं आएगी और मैं बैठ रही हूँ, बस सुन रही हूँ मैं।
म्यूट है?
हम्म,
म्यूट है?
अनम्यूट है।
बॉस ने म्यूट किया हो? बॉस ने किया हो? बॉस ने म्यूट किया हो?
तुम्हारे फोन में बहुत है, ऐसा कुछ कर रहे हैं? ठीक है मेरे साथ बकतारी।
Yes, good evening everyone.
Good evening. Good evening.
जी मैम, proceed. जी आमना मैम,
Yes, sir.
proceed.
Okay, sir. Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening to all. Hope you are enjoying our sessions. So since this is the last day of our workshop, hope we will receive good feedback or a positive criticism from you all. We always welcome the criticism on responses. So please do write to us. आपको मीटिंग के एंड में एक लिंक शेयर किया होगा सर ने चैट बॉक्स में, प्लीज उसमें हमें रिप्लाई दीजिए. आपके रिस्पॉन्सेज हमारे लिए बहुत बहुत क्रूशियल है, पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव बोथ. तो वी विल वर्क अपॉन इट. तो आज का सेशन जो हमारा है, दिस इज बाय डॉक्टर बबीता गौर. Let me give you a brief about Dr. Babia Gaur. She is working as a senior library and information officer at Delhi University, and she has around 22 years of experience as a library and information officer at Delhi Public Library. And she has handled additional charges of vigilant officer, deputy director administration, head of the department, and super librarian. Along with that, she has conducted a number of workshops, seminars, and professional development programs as subject expert, resource person, invited speaker, and coordinator. Along with that, she has participated and presented in papers in various national and international conferences, contributed to chapter for books, course materials, and research papers. And she has delivered lectures for SCERT, INSET, training programs, and papers settled for library staff. Her significant achievements include that she has worked as chairperson, co-chair, coordinator, member of organizing committees and newsletter communities in different national and international conferences. She has been awarded College Library of the Year Award 2019 in recognition of her outstanding contribution to college library and achievement. She has been selected among top 30 from India for New Code of Education. Also, she has been recognized and awarded as Superwoman for year 2022 by Cloud9 and City Society. At the end, I would like to say that she has also been selected for Global Librarian Award by AKS Education Awards for the year 2020. So these are a list of her various achievements and successes that she has achieved. So it's an endearing honor for us that she's among us, and she agreed to deliver this lecture for us. So we really welcome you. We really welcome you, ma'am. And we really hope that we will be able to make this endearing attachment to you that we have developed so far. So we welcome you, ma'am. We welcome you to Bharat Digital Academy, and handing over the control over to you. Hope we will have an endearing session. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome so much to Bharat Digital Academy.
Thank you so very much for the nice introduction. I'll share my screen because this research visibility and research report presentation and how to do it is very, very important, because a lot of material is there, and why India is lacking behind.
Ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am. Your voice is very small.
Am I not audible?
Not audible, ma'am.
Ma'am, could you please use earphones?
Yeah, sure. Am I audible now? Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So, this is presenting research findings effectively involves a comprehensive approach that combines well-crafted visuals and structured reports. That is very essential. And why India is slightly lacking behind of presenting research findings is that maybe because of the quality or maybe because of the presentations. So, but we have to make India as because it is a superpower, and we want to make our research reports and research findings at the top. So, few things that we are, the approach is vital for conveying complex information, substantiating conclusions, and making a lasting impact on the audience is very important, because ultimately audience will decide, the importance of effective presentation, crafting effective visuals, and the simplicity and the clarity and data visualization, and highlighting key findings, etc., etc. So I'll just share my screen related to this. I'll just share my screen. Is the screen visible? Is the screen
Yes,
visible?
ma'am, it's visible.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am,
ma'am.
it's visible.
So that is why the topic is very relevant related to presenting research findings and creating effective visuals and reports. Because when we say that research findings, these are the culmination of extensive efforts, data collection, analysis, and insightful deductions. Because lot of effort being made when we write research. So, however, the true value of research lies not only in its discovery, but in its effective communication. Because unless and until you present it effectively, it will not have the impact on the audience. So, presenting research findings effectively ensures that the significance of the work is understood, appreciated, and can influence decision making or for further studies. Because when it is understood, the research goes a long way when it is get appreciated, and that is why clear communication is again is a very important. So understanding visual impact in presentation. So visual serves as a powerful tool to convey information quickly and memorably. Like we watch movies. So when we see the visuals, when we see the video, it affects a lot. And now the tools have come which give the visual journals. You might have seen video journals, because yesterday I attended a conference, and video journals were shown, and it was really very very impressive. So visual serves a very powerful tool to convey what we want to with our audience. Then impactful visuals can transform complex data into insights that resonate with the audience. When we provide the visuals, it connects us with the people who are reading our research work. So what are the advantage of impactful visuals? Number one is the clarity. So visuals simply simplify complex ideas. If it is not understood by somebody, then we can through the visuals we can easily approach, and we can easily provide our effectiveness to the audience. So visuals are a cornerstone of impactful research presentations. They transform difficult data, which is not otherwise very easy to understand, but through visuals we can present, and this can enhance the overall delivery of the message. So here we need to know that we should choose the right visuals. The selection of visuals should align with the data type, the message you want to convey, whether it's a line graph showing trends, a pie chart display the proportions, or an image illustrating a concept. So each visual should serve a purpose. It should not be like, you just for the sake of putting visuals, you put anything. It depends what kind of research you're working on, and what kind of pie chart or required for your presentation. Then universal language. So visual transcends language barriers, communicating universally. Like when we do a picture, if you want to present something, and from whichever language you belong to, but through the picture, visuals, you would be able to understand what the researcher want to convey. And then another very important part is the engagement. So eye-catching visuals capture and maintain the audience attention, and this is what we want. We want our research visibility. We want our research to be reused, read by the audience. And for this also, we require that enhancing message delivery. So what does it mean? It means the visuals emphasize key points, making them more likely to be remembered. Because for example, if you have written a research work and if you're not using any visuals, so you might have seen otherwise also in your day-to-day life, when the visuals are there, you feel that it is easy to remember the main point of the research. So we can enhance our message through the research by the graphs, charts, as I told, which reveal trends and comparisons more effectively than paragraphs. So we need to present a report and research in such a way that it should convey our findings, our key notes that we want to, and images evoke emotions that make abstract concepts relatable, because whatever we are writing in research, it should relate to each other. It should not be like just for the sake of writing we are writing. And then we can also enhance by the case study, so comparing data presentation uh, and visual representation. Bar chart we can use to show a bar chart depicting the revenue increase visually. uh, if when you present the findings through the bar chart, it will show whether it is increasing or decreasing. So utilize design elements to emphasize key findings, bold text, contrasting colors, or annotations can draw attention to critical points and trends within your visuals. So few things, I mean, you need to be a little bit creative when you are want to present your research. Then visuals are not decorations, but tools. Like if you say that visuals should be used, it doesn't mean actually that you're just putting uh, whatever you are getting online or offline. It is not so as a decoration for the decoration purpose, but to make your research more impressive. So use visuals purposefully according to the topic that you have chosen, according to the subject that you have chosen. So accordingly, you need to use the visuals to serve the purpose of your research writing, ensuring they contribute to the message, whichever message you want to deliver, it should have a proper impact to the proper usage of the visuals. And then avoid unnecessary visuals, because if there would be clutter of so many things, so your purpose of the research would be defeated, and that might distract from the content that you want to present. So it is better, according to the point, you need to use the visuals in your research. So while visuals are impactful, well-structured reports provide the foundation for research presentation. Reports offer in-depth explanation and conceptual insight that visuals alone might not provide. So this also you need to take care. So by understanding and utilizing the power of impactful visuals, we can significantly enhance the delivery and reception of our research findings. So clarity and precision is again very important. Uh, it is just like a marketing of your product. When you're marketing, you need to think about what should according to the requirement of your product, according to the need of the audience. You need to present same way when we are talking about the research. Same thing in research we need to apply, like the clarity, the precision, to avoid jargon or overly technical language that might align readers. Ensure that the language is accessible to your target audience. So whichever language you are using, so accordingly, you need to understand. So understand your audience is very, very important, because unless and until there are audience, your complete exercise of writing and presenting could be futile. So identify who will be reviewing your research findings, who are the target audience, who are going to read, uh, whether you are writing for the very current topic, or you are uh, interested to write something, because research is what research. You are researching it, finding and improving for the better results with the hypothesis. So tailor your visuals and reports to match their level of expertise and interest. So creating interest is very, very important. So when you are working on this area, you should be aware that the what kind of visuals and reports you need to incorporate, uh, which would be matching according to your research work. Then define clear objectives. It should not be like, just for the sake of writing you're writing, just for the sake of presenting you're presenting. uh, the objective should be very clear. So clearly outline the purpose of your research presentation, keeping in mind the audience, keeping in mind the current scenario, keeping in mind what kind of inputs you have provided in your research, and then define the key messages you want your visuals and reports to convey. Main points, because of the nobody wants to read so much when there is no clarity, when there is no proper objective. So your uh, uh, the message that you want to provide, you want to give your, it should be clear, with the proper visuals and reports to convey. So in-depth analysis also you need to do, dive deeper into the analysis within the report, explain the methodology used for data collection and analysis, and discuss the implications of the findings within the broader research context. Because if you are putting so much of effort in your writing, so why not do keep all these points in your mind, uh, and organize information. Because if it is unstructured information, again, nobody would like to read, nobody would like to give importance to your work. So structure your report logically with a clear introduction. So through the introduction itself, it should be clear what exactly you want to present. Methodology that you are going to use, findings, conclusions, and recommendations. So it should be structured in such a way that it should clearly uh, show what exactly you want to convey to your audience. And then when we organize information, we should also keep in our mind that divide complex information into different sections and subsections for easier comprehension. Because again, it is very important, how why your presentation is rejected, because you are not uh, uh, presenting the way the audience wanted. Our main motto is to convince our audience. The main motto is to make our presentation uh, applicable, approachable, and connected to our audience. So when we divide complex information into sections and subsections, it will be easier for us to uh, comprehend. And apart from this, conclude the report with actionable recommendations that stem from your findings, like synergy between visuals and reports. That also you need to take care when you are working on it. So synergy between impactful visuals and structured reports create a potent combination that engage the audience and enhance comprehension. So visuals provide immediate insights. So visuals, so you need to provide, and then while reports offer a deep understanding of the research process, methodologies, and implications. So when these elements work in harmony, your presentation becomes a comprehensive and compelling narrative. You might have seen, when people uh, present their research, sometimes there is a lot of uh, uh, support, lot of connection, lot of people appreciate it, and and uh, but in some cases they do not. So this is because the or information is not organized, the visuals are not there, reports presentations are not there, clarity is not there. So all these things we need to be careful while we present. Use consistent design elements. There should be a consistency in color, palette, font, formatting for a professional look. If it is not, then it will not look appealing. So like in day-to-day work as well, you can see that if something mismatching, or if something is not presentable, nobody would like it. So proper usage of a font, a format is required, because you are doing it professionally, so it will give a professional look. And use your organization's branding guidelines if applicable. That would also enhance when you are using from wherever, whichever your organization you're working for. That would be a branding, as well as it will give a more impact. Then choose appropriate visuals. So select the right types of visuals. As I earlier, in the first slide I spoke, using of graphs. It depends, about your research, about your work. So right type of visuals, graph, chart, tables, diagram, images. Now you might have seen that publishers, they prefer, the audience prefer that whatever you are presenting should be uh, uh, in such a way that it will be easier for them to understand. So when you are presenting with visuals, with graphs and charts like pie chart or bar chart or tables, so it will give more impact, and ensure that visuals directly support the point you are making. So it should be connected. It should have a proper connection with the visuals and the points that you are making to uh, mm, present. So it should not be mismatching. That is why emphasis is given to the right kind of approach with the uh, tools that you're using. Then keep it simple, avoid clutter, because otherwise, the user would be lost in the clutter itself and will not get the right impact of what you are presenting. So avoid clutter, stick to the essential information which is required for your work. Use a minimalistic design to prevent overwhelming your audience. So much of if so much of something is there, it means that the presenter is not clear, or is a kind of misguiding or misleading to the user, to the audience. So that also you need to take care that with whichever design, whichever things that you're using, it should be to the point and related to your work. Then emphasize key findings. So what exactly you want to present to your audience. So emphasizing key findings again, use visuals to highlight the most significant results and trends. That is why visuals are very important, and that is why the topic was there of the visuals, why the visuals word is used to highlight the most significant results and trends. Utilize colors, annotations, bold text. I mean, different uh, you know, uh, tools to draw attention to exactly about your findings. So whichever uh, uh, whatever the work you're working on, through textual, through visual, you need to draw attention to the findings of your work. Use visual to highlight the most significant results and trends. Sometimes what happens, we just want to say, okay, what are the findings? What exactly the researcher want to say? So uh, use the appropriate type of chart or graph, your data, maybe bar, line, pie, etc. So again, depends on your work. And then label axis clearly, provide context, and include units of measurement. Uh, like, for example, when we say about the concise explanations, present findings concisely and explain their implications, clearly state the outcome of your research, and use visuals within the report to illustrate complex points. So you can also label clearly uh, according to the context and include units of measurement, avoid 3D effects. So sometimes, people think that if we do so much, we will attract our audience. It's not so. So you need to have logically and creatively, you should use a tool to avoid 3D effects. Excessive colors again will distract the audience from your work. So excessive color should be avoided, and unnecessary embellishments also need to be avoided. So I mean, it should not be cluttered. Like, if you're presenting, it should be clear and attractive. Then provide context, accompany visuals and brief explanation to help the audience understand their significance. Why? What is the significance of the work that has been provided? Reference the methodology used to gather and analyze the data. Again, it is very important when you are presenting. And then use white space. White space means there should be breathing space. If so much is there on one screen or in your paper, in your research, so we want attractiveness, we want clarity. So avoid cluttering your visuals and reports. Leave enough white space for a cleaner look. There should be a breathing space. There should be space enough so that there should be kind of uh, relatively is important. Context is important, but what you want to say, it should not be something that would not don't want to see. So that is why white space is word is used for a cleaner look. So because it enhances readability and prevents visual fatigue. So much if it is there, it will not be appealing to our eyes, and we want that readability should be there. So few those points are very you can see very common, but when we go deep into it, we'll find that yes, of course, it is very much required. Then sequence your visuals one by one and report content in a narrative. Means if like when we the way we tell a story, so everything should be connected. Everything should have a proper sequence which guide the audience through your research process and findings. Like we said, number one, number two, three, four, five, six. So all are connected. So sequence wise, with the presentation, with the guide, so that the audience can understand what you want to say. Use headings and subheadings to create a coherent flow. That is why proper presentation is very, very important. Research, the articles reject uh, because of so many things. This is also a part of rejection if it is not properly presented. So headings and subheadings, so that there should be a proper flow when you are presenting your work. Then create engaging visuals. Incorporate visuals that evoke emotion or interest to captivate your audience. Our ultimate goal is that we should be connected to the audience. Audience should appreciate our work. Audience should be able to connect with us. So using the visuals which are appealing to your work would definitely evoke emotion or interest. And this is what we want. Then apart from this, infographics or comparison visuals can be particularly engaging. If your research work is something that is providing the comparison or subject according to subject, so if you're providing the different graphics in that and the comparison visuals in like A and B, so again it will be engaging, and the goal is that they should understand it. So these are the few things that we should incorporate. And proofread and edit, again it's very important, because if your work is uh, uh, having some kind of grammatical mistake or spelling mistake or formatting, it means that it will not appeal to the audience. So make sure that the grammar, spelling, formatting as per the requirement should be used, and remove any inconsistencies or errors. That is why proofreading and editing is very important before you proceed further. It should not be in a hurry, like you have done it and then you're just submit. So read it again and again. You can also get it checked from your peers, to get their feedback. Then practice delivery means familiarize yourself with your visuals and report content, what you are presenting. You should understand this is the visual and this is what you want to say, and this is the report. So you should be understand yourself first, familiarize yourself uh, before you present, and practice your presentation to ensure smooth transitions and confident delivery. That is again a very important. Then, as I say, that the feedback means that you have written something, but maybe it is good for you. You think that you have written perfectly, but maybe if there will be critical appreciation is very important. Uh, then only we can improve our work. So show your visuals and reports to the colleagues, to the peers, or the mentors for the feedback. There could be yes or could be no. There could be appreciation. There could be criticism as well. So don't mind if there are criticism. There is always a possibility to improve the thing. So show your visual reports to the people who are in the same field or who are working in the same field. Get their uh, feelings, their feedback, and improve your work. Incorporate constructive suggestions to improve your presentation. Again, is important, because it is not only you who are going to present, and that would not be the end, but it is a continuous process. So get the suggestions, get the feedback, uh, and constructive suggestions to improve your presentation, because it's not only one time task, it is a continuous task when you're writing and presenting. And there are a few points to remember. Remember, the goal of your presentation is to convey your research findings clearly. This is the ultimate goal, because our audience is the one for whom we are working for. So presenting your presentation to convey your research findings clearly and persuasively. Effective visuals and well-structured reports will greatly enhance your ability to communicate your work to your intended audience. That is why when we say that, our readers or the audience, if they are not liking our work, it means that whatever we have done would be futile. There would be no citations, no usage of your work. So that is why uh, the way you are presenting effective visuals, the structured reports, it means that if it is understandable, if it is liked, it means it is going to uh, give more and better effects. Yeah. Then presenting research finding involves communicating the outcomes of a research study to an audience in a clear, organized, and compelling manner. If you're saying something, it should approach to their heart. It should be connected to what the audience wants. So it is a crucial step in the research process as it allows researchers to share their discoveries, insights, and conclusions with others who may benefit from or be interested in the study. So the goal of your uh, presentation is to effectively convey complex information, data, and insights in a way that is understandable, engaging, and memorable. So presenting research finding is a multifaceted endeavor that demands attention to detail and a thoughtful approach. Effective visuals and reports are not only tools for conveying data, like if you're using it, thinking just using as a tool, as I said, that it's not a decorative thing, but uh, effective tools for conveying data, but also mechanisms for transforming raw information into meaningful insights. Because when you are presenting, uh, 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 it should be meaningful to the audience. So, by embracing the power of impactful visuals and well structured reports, researchers can elevate their presentations, leaving a lasting imprint on their audience and advance the impact of their research. So, we need to keep our readers, our audience engaged of what we are presenting. This is the ability is very much required because we need to keep our attention to the goals that we are going to uh, give benefit to our uh, uh, audience. So, as I said, that clarity means when we write with clarity and precision, so we need to be careful that we avoid jargon or overly technical language that might alternate readers. And I mean, few points that we need to ponder on, we need to be aware of that even the language, as I said, even the visuals, the presentations, all these things we need to take care and conclude the report with actionable recommendations that stem from your findings. And these recommendations should showcase the practical applications of your research and encourage further steps. So, as I said, there should be a synergy between visuals and reports that you need to take care when you are working on it with the logical flow, uh, logical sequence. So, these points you need to remember when you are presenting, you're working on it. So creating effective visuals and reports. So when we say creating effective visuals and reports, it means it is an integral part of presenting research findings. So visuals includes charts, graphs, images. This is all to bring our audience close to our work, to achieve our goal, to make them understand. So images, diagrams, other graphical elements that visually represent data and trends. And when we talk about the reports, the reports are the structured document. As I spoke earlier, that structuring is very important. in my earlier slide, as I said. So reports are structured documents that provide comprehensive explanation of the research process. So methodology, results, and conclusion. So effective users and reports work hand in hand to communicate the essence of the researcher to a wider audience. Because our goal is to have the maximum uh, utilization of our work. So when we want to have the wider audience, it means that we should use the visuals and reports effectively as possible. Then be prepared to adjust your presentations based on the audience background and questions. We should know who are our audience going to be. So flexibility enhances the effectiveness of your communication. In essence, presenting research findings through effective visuals and reports involves translating complex data and analysis into a format that resonates with a diverse audience. So presenting in such a way that whoever is our target audience would be able to understand our thought, what we want to convey. By doing so, researchers facilitate knowledge dissemination, encourage informed decision making, and contribute to the advancement of their field. Keeping in mind our ultimate goal, that audience is very, very important for us. The readers are very, very important for us. We need to enhance our research, our findings through the effective visuals and reports by presenting with the proper font, with the proper styling, with the proper presentation, avoiding clustering, using correct uh, format, checking the grammar, spelling, and wherever we wish to use bold colors, bold letters, and uh, you know um designs, charts, pie charts, etc., etc. So few examples are like titles. When we say about the titles, so presenting research finding, impact of social media. I'm just giving an example when we are talking about, how would you do this. So suppose we have taken a topic as presenting research findings, impact of social media on customer behavior, consumer behavior. So this is our title. Suppose you are doing working on this. So then we need to write the introduction part. And for example, I'm saying like, hello everyone. Today we are going to explore how effective visuals and structured reports can enhance the presentation of research findings. So our focus will be on a hypothetical study examining the impact of social media on consumer behavior. So let's dive. So this kind of, the way when we are presenting, through this example, you can correlate about your work that you may be going to present through the visuals and impact reports. And then when we say about the background, we'll say that in this study, we conducted research to understand how social media, because we have taken the example of using the social media, impact of social media on consumer behavior. So we'll say that we conducted research to understand how social media usage influence consumers' purchasing decisions. We surveyed, I mean, you need to give a figure of uh, how many people you involved for this. So just for example, here we have written that 500 participants and collected data on their social media habits and shopping behavior. So, I mean, a background you need to think, and then you need to convey. Like for this particular title, for this particular topic, we have taken this. Then creating effective visuals. So slide one, may what you can show that visual selection when you're conveying to your audience. So in the slide one, you can show as visual selection. So you can say here is an example of a visual we have selected for our presentation, because through the slides you would be presenting, so to attract and convince your users audience. So visual selection with example, I have selected for my presentation. So choose a bar chart to showcase the percentage of participants. As I said, we have chosen 500. So you can choose a bar chart to show that 500 uh, participants participated who made a purchase after seeing a product on social media. So like we said that you can use charts, pie charts, graphs, uh, visuals. So here in this case, in the first visual selection, you can choose a, bar chart for the presentation, and then in slide 2, uh, visual design. So notice the clean design of the bar chart. We have used consistent colors. So because you need to convince them, you need to show what you are presenting. So in this manner, um, you can say that you have used the clean design of the uh, clean design for the bar chart, and you have used consistent colors, clear labels, and a simple title of for your work. Then this ensures that the audience can quickly grasp the information presented. As I spoke earlier, that when we are presenting something with the visuals, it immediately catches the attention. So that is why presenting the visuals with the visuals is important. So it will quickly grasp the information presented. And then in third slide, uh, emphasizing key findings. So through this example, you can emphasize that our key findings, we have highlighted the percentage on the bar representing participant who made a purchase. So out of those 500, like how many purchased. So this draws attention to the significant impact of social media on consumer behavior. So keeping in our mind that when we are working on this particular topic, so when we are using the social media for this, um, uh, how many liked it, how many purchased, and through this we can see the consumer behavior. So your research, your finding, your effective report, your presenting through visuals would affect and connect the audience. Then creating effective reports, how would you do this? So for creating effective reports, in slide 4 you can say structuring the report. So moving on to the report, we have structured it logically. We start with an introduction explaining the research objectives and methodology. So because this would be your third or fourth or fifth, I mean, depends on you. So keeping the topic that you have taken. So effective reports, how would you do this? So you can say that we start with an introduction explaining the research objectives and methodology. Then we delve into the findings, followed by conclusions and recommendations. So everything need to be structured, everything need to be connected. Earlier you have shown the visual design, emphasize the key findings, and then now you need to structure your report. These the key findings, conclusions. Then in slide 5, clear explanations. So in the reports findings section, we have provided clear explanation of the data. So whichever graph you have used for your presentations, so you can say that each graph is accompanied by a brief description. So each graph it itself speak out, because when you're using charts and visuals, it should be self-explanatory. So each graph is accompanied by a brief description that links it to a research question, because we have to keep in our mind the audience and what kind of questions they can ask. So this helps the audience understand the context and the significance of the visual. This is what we wanted, because through these we can explain. Uh, as I said, that it will be self-explanatory, but of course we are using the visuals to make it more clear to our audience. Then cohesive visuals. So text integration, notice how the visuals in the report complement the text. Very important, because if you're using it, it should complement. As I said, it should not be cluttered. It should not be used as the sake of using only. It is not just to beautify your work, but it should be used as a tool to make the audience understand. So we use visuals to support our explanations. So that would be a kind of a supporting a creative effort from us. So support our explanations, providing a comprehensive understanding of data. Then synergy between visuals and report. There should be synergy, whatever we have presented through the visuals and the report. So synergy in action. Now let's see the synergy between visuals and reports, because your topic was related to the consumer behavior of social media. So let's see the synergy between the visuals that we had and the report. So in the report's conclusions, we have summarized the key findings using a visual. This helps reinforce the main takeaway that provides a quick recap. So everything would be clearly uh, uh, conveyed to the audience. And then actionable recommendations. So in the recommendations section, we have outlined practical steps businesses that can take based on our research, because we also uh, want to present, what would be the crux of it. So actionable recommendation, what should be the actionable recommendation in this case? So this not only enhances the impact of our findings, but also guides decision. Everything should be very, very clear to the visuals and reports. And in the last conclusion, in conclusion, presenting research findings effectively involves a careful balance between the impactful visual and well-structured reports. Because when we say that presenting research findings, and when we say it's a multifaceted endeavor that demands attention to detail and thoughtful approach, so using effective visuals and reports, so very important, but also uh, these mechanize the for transforming raw information into meaningful uh, findings. So by combining clear visuals that emphasizes key findings with comprehensive reports that provide context, we can convey complex information in engaging. So the information that we wanted to provide should be attractive, engaging, and memorable manner. So our study on the impact of social media on consumer behavior exemplifies how these techniques can alleviate the presentation of research findings. And then in the end, you can say that thank you for joining this demonstration, and I encourage you to explore these strategies in your own research presentation. So thank you all. Happy reading and writing. This is the way you can present your things, and effectively presenting the research findings effectively, involving a comprehensive approach that combines well-crafted visuals and structured reports. That's all from my side.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for such an enlightening and such a knowledgeable lecture. We would love if all the participants would like to ask any question. We will welcome the questions, please.
Ma'am,
मैम नमस्कार
हाँ जी नमस्कार जी
Dr. Babita Gaur, ma'am, namaskar. Myself, Vikas Sethi from Sikkim. I'm a research scholar from Sikkim University, Department of Education, and my topic is eco-pedagogy. Ma'am, since your session was highly fruitful, and I'm taking, mixed method. I'm using mixed method in my research, and
Ma'am,
so far, after going your session, what I found that most of the aspect that you have covered, I simply felt like that it was from quantitative point of view, that using of graphs and so on that, and briefly highlighting the findings. But however, now
yeah hello there's no voice
ma'am,
I think some
ma'am,
connectivity issue with the
ma'am, kindly, uh, stop sharing, ma'am.
oh yes
Ma'am, kindly stop sharing.
right
I think there is a network issue with the Vikas Shetty. Another one, the another one can ask the question.
hello, ma'am.
yeah
Good
hello
evening, ma'am.
good evening
Thank you for the enlightening presentation.
Fine.
Ma'am, I would like to know whether there are any tools which would convert raw data into visuals. For example, like Microsoft Excel is one thing we know. We can create bar charts and bar charts and everything. Any other tools available on the internet that you know which can convert raw data into visuals?
I think that would be am I audible
Yes, ma'am.
yeah I think because we are using the same and I think that would be the more effective when you are converting the only thing is that we should convey our research findings our feelings to the audience that is a must so whichever tool you're using through the internet if you just try google it a lot many tools could be there but it all depends on the your findings that you want to convey this is the basic thing. It's not just as I said that it should not be just to beautify the thing, not for the sake of beautification that we are going to use, but effectively. So if you Google, lot many things could be available. So you can try because try and try. There could be errors. There could not. There could be as I said that you must ask your peers also to get the feedback. So that would be the better way to do it.
Okay,
ma'am,
thank you.
excuse me. I'm extremely sorry that I don't know how it happens. It suddenly disappears. My simply question is that, ma'am,
Yeah.
मैम यहाँ पे ऐसा हो रहा है कि मेरे पास वीडियो भी है और उसको मैंने ट्रांसक्राइब भी कर लिया है मेरे पास डेटा मतलब वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग भी है और डेटा भी है लेकिन सिंस मेरा टॉपिक इको पेडागोजी में है इको practices that used by our forefather towards conservation and protection of this
अच्छा,
environment मैम
अभी थोड़ा सा
तो इसमें
आपका थोड़ा
हेलो
वॉइस चला गया था हाँ
हाँ जी तो इसके आधार पे मैं एक प्रॉब्लम मुझे ये फेस कर रहा हूँ कि उन लोगों ने नैरेटिवली दे हैव टोल्ड मी सो मेनी थिंग्स मतलब सो मेनी डेटास आर देयर नैरेटिव इन नैरेटिव कॉन्टेक्स्ट लेकिन उसको इमेज के फॉर्म में या तो किसी के फॉर्म में मैं दिखाऊं तो बॉटनी डिपार्टमेंट में गए वहां पे भी साइंटिफिक नाम से भी मतलब आपको वो सब चीज देखा लेकिन वहां पे भी नहीं मिल रहा है ऐसे में बीइंग अ रिसर्चर मैं उसको कैसे जस्टिफाई करूं और कैसे उसको बेटर एक्सप्लेन कर सकता हूँ जस्ट मेरा सिंपल इतना ही क्वेश्चन है मैडम
नहीं आपके
थैंक यू
पास
व्हाट डू यू
आपके पास your findings are there no your findings are with you what you want to say how exactly what you want to convey to your audience that is you have right but not finding the proper tools to show what exactly you want to show right this is what I the question I think the question your question is
इफ समथिंग लाइक मैम, अगर कोई चीज इमेज के फॉर्म में, ऐसे कुछ फॉर्म में, मतलब वीडियो में, जो कि ट्रेडिशनल है, जो हमारे फोर फादर्स ने की, ऐसे जो कि कुछ चीज नहीं मिला, मतलब उसका एक रूपरेखा जैसा मिला, तो क्या उस चीज को हम एक कोई ड्राइंग से भी डिपिक्ट कर सकते हैं और दिखा सकते हैं मैम?
हाँ, बहुत से आप गूगल करेंगे ना, यू विल फाइंड लॉट मेनी टूल्स। अब जितना आपने सीखा, आई डोंट नो हाउ यू नो हाउ टैक्टफुल यू आर इन फाइंडिंग। तो देर आर लॉट मैनी, उसके लिए अलग से कभी सेशन होगा तो वी कैन प्रोवाइड यू नो हाउ टू यूटिलाइज दोज एंड हाउ टू डू इट, बिकॉज अगेन इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, यू आर राइटली सेड that if you want to show your research, you want to show your presentation in a meaningful and effective way, you should be able to use those. Yeah,
Yes.
but it will take a lot of time when you Google it, you'll find, and then those you can incorporate in your findings in your presentation to make it more effective.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Any other question? It is good that you people are engaging and asking questions, right?
Anyone else would like to ask anything to ma'am? Okay, I don't think so, ma'am. There are any other questions
Yeah.
left. So yes, ma'am. First of all, I would really like to say thanks to you for such an endearing, such an enlightening, such a knowledgeable session that we had with you. But before ending, ma'am, I would really like to ask the participants कि उनका क्या feedback है. Please थोड़ा हमें बताएं, मैम का भी आप थोड़ा सा बताएं हमें कि आपको कैसा लगा हमारा आज का सेशन और सारे सेशंस. तो सारे participants, we would really love कि आप लोग आए सामने और बताएं हमें कि आपको कैसे लगे आज मैम का सेशन, ये पिछले सेशंस, और हम क्या क्या चेंजेस कर सकते हैं. Anyone?
मैडम, ऐसे तो मैं ये वर्कशॉप में बहुत ज्यादा बोल चुका हूँ, फिर भी मैं ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ. आप लोग का
Sure.
जो ये वर्कशॉप है, इट वाज रियली एनलाइटिंग. टेक दिस एज फीडबैक फ्रॉम माय साइड, एंड आई हैव ऑलरेडी रिस्पॉन्डेड इन गूगल फॉर्म टू. लेकिन मुझे क्या अच्छा लगा कि ये जो भारत डिजिटल एकेडमी है, ये ऑल्दो इट्स ऑनलाइन मोड, आप लोगों ने बहुत अच्छा ये मतलब वो किया है. और जो आप लोगों का ये the way you organize this workshop for a week with the sequence of topics, that was very excellent one from my point of view. And the next one is the way you take out the resource person, especially from since from the day first to till today. It was one excellent one, and I learned a lot from your from this workshop particularly. And my future suggestions, or my if you take as a my suggestive part, don't take it otherwise, but I simply want to that I want to be the part of this Bharat Digital Academy, and I would like to have a hands-on training experience, just like not listening to lectures in all the sessions, but अभी अब आने वाला यहाँ पे हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस हो. हम भी पार्टिसिपेंट, हमको कोई असाइनमेंट मिले, हम करेंगे, हम प्रेजेंट करेंगे, हमको थोड़ा वो दीजिए, कोई दीजिए, वो करेंगे, तो इट विल बी मतलब गुड एक्सपीरियंस फॉर इवन फॉर द पार्टिसिपेंट्स. सो दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड, एंड आई एम highly in depth and highly grateful to you all, and especially to Bharat Digital Academy. Sir is watching me and listening me very politely and sincerely. So thank you all for providing us this platform, and will, if possible, I will get in contact with this with your organization, and will remain forever. Thank you, and thank you, Madam Babita, Dr. Babita Gaur. Thank you.
Kindly, I request all participants, kindly open your camera. I request all participants, kindly open your camera and express your desires, express your views regarding this workshop. जो आप चाहते हैं, जो आपके मन में है, जो आप कहना चाहते हैं, कोई खूबियाँ, कोई खामियाँ, कोई problems, कोई solutions, all this platform open for all. Please kindly open your camera. I request all participants kindly open your camera. We will take a screenshot. Yes, kindly your camera, please. We will take a screenshot. Yes, yes, we will take a screenshot. Kindly open your camera. Yes, yes. Please kindly open your camera. Just a moment. We will take a screenshot. बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिन्होंने नहीं खोला. Please kindly open your camera. Yes, kindly open your camera. और बहुत लोग हैं जो लोगों ने ओपन नहीं किया, पता नहीं वो है या नहीं. हितेश, आसिया, पायल, वेनिला, रैमसी और जयंती. Most of the people are not open the camera. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, you can explain your, you can express your views.
Currently, I am traveling and attending the workshop also.
Okay, okay, okay. There is no problem. If you have facing the problem, कोई बात नहीं. If you want to say something, you can proceed. Otherwise, we will conclude it. Okay? Yes. Vishnu Menon want to say something? Vishnu Menon.
Sir, just I want to ask you a question, sir. Sir,
Yes.
will we be receiving certificate for this?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll send you on your register email by tomorrow.
Sir, like I was unable to attend the first day because I was traveling. So is that
Yes.
okay? Still, I'll get the certificate.
There is no problem. Sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
और हम अपने सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स से रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि वो हमारे ऑफिस भारत डिजिटल एकेडमी को विजिट करें. हमारी वेबसाइट भी है गूगल पे, हमारे यूट्यूब के चैनल्स भी हैं जो सर ने शेयर कर दी हैं. हमारा जो ऑफिस है इट्स लोकेटेड नियर प्रिंट पॉइंट. आप हमें वहाँ के भी कांटेक्ट करें. हम लाइव सेशंस भी और ऑफलाइन क्लासेस भी, ऑफलाइन कॉन्फ्रेंसेस भी वहाँ करेंगे. इट वुड बी रियली वेलकमिंग स्टेप फॉर अस अगर आप लोग हमारे ऑफिस आए. आप हमारे YouTube चैनल्स को लाइक करें, अप्रिशिएट करें, एंड प्लीज टू कनेक्ट विद अस ऑफलाइन, बोथ ऑफलाइन एंड. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this support and help. And again, we would like to thank you, ma'am, for such an endearing lesson we had. And if not anything further, sir, would you like to add on anything?
Please,
Rafika?
please, ma'am, Babita, ma'am, I request the Babita, ma'am, kindly
Yeah.
say something regarding this workshop, these sessions, or the participants, if she want.
Actually, having this workshop is really good for everyone, because when we say that we want to progress in research writing and reading, we
Ma'am,
should
can you
have these
open-
kinds of.
Ma'am, can you open the camera? There is no problem.
Okay, all right. What I want to convey that when we are saying that whether we should have the workshops or not, definitely we should have, because it encourage the readers. Why we are here is because of the reading, because of the research findings we are here. Why the academicians are getting the higher impact, connectivity. It's because that then your reading material is there. And why the reading material is there? Because the research has been done. That is why the reading material is there. That is why the readers are there. So for connectivity, for improving the research work, for having a good impact on in other countries as well, of what India is doing, what researchers in India are doing, is very, very important. And life is a lifelong learning process. So throughout the life we have to learn, and through these workshops we learn a lot. We get a lot of knowledge, get of understanding, get a lot of connectivity with other researchers who are working in different fields, whether it is India or abroad. So it's a connection between the readers, writers, the whole community. So that is why these kinds of workshops are important, to make them engaged in research writing and providing a useful impact on the society. So very, very important. I think that all the participants who have been today, those who have joined or earlier in earlier sessions have joined, must have got lot of information, lot of knowledge, lot of engagement, lot of positivity through these workshops. And I thankful to the Bharat Digital Academy for providing these platforms to everyone. You know, that is why it is open for everyone, those who wish to join, whether they are from the particular field or not, but still they'll get lot of knowledge. And knowledge is a power, and we want to make our India as a powerful country. So that is why so much of knowledge, correct knowledge to the right person at the right time is very, very important. So thank you so very much for inviting me today for this session. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आत्मिक आभार आप सभी का.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was an honor for us to have you with us for this session. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I will send you a certificate on your register email by tomorrow. And thank you for coming this wonderful sessions. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think concluded it. Thank you.